record. Let me start this thing. Okay, this is chapter 4 about footprinting social engineering. We're going to cover some aspects in more depth than others. I did not like a lot of the slides, so I actually put in quite a few of my own. So, okay. There's a lot of tools out there to do this. Okay, they talk about here, many attackers, case to joint, look over the location. Well, you can do the same thing on the internet. If you were going to try to break in the row state electronically, you would probably check out their website. You'd probably check out a lot of different pages, and you'd probably look all over, look for things. And physically, you'd probably walk around as well. So a lot of stuff you could do. You check out the alarms. You check out the locks. You might even check out, who they hire. So,
whether or not they have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, whether or not they lock the doors or anything like that. Okay. As a security test, you must also find as much as you can out about an organization. The more you know, the easier it is. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okay. I'll talk more about that here in a minute. Okay. Activist is actually prodding the network in ways that might seem suspicious. I was teaching a class up in Colorado to a bunch of teachers. And what we did, we were talking about Nmap scanning, I think, in that class. So what we did during the class was, from the vSphere system, which we don't use much anymore, I had each teacher scan their own school. So they would each scan their own school, just externally, nothing invasive, just what scanning is. It's kind of like walking up and checking to see if the door's locked, okay? We're looking at all we already talked about the network has 65,535 ports. Well, there's certain ones that we know about that are used a lot. Like port 80 is what? HTTP, it's web services. So if you're going to scan port 80, you're basically saying, is port 80 open? You're checking the door on port 80. So that's what we did. We just scanned their schools for just the basic ports. And then about a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, I get back here and I got a call. I think it was an email from IT services saying, hey, someone on your network was trying to break into Cameron University. Because I had a student from Cameron University there. And technically, we weren't trying to break in. We were just doing a public port scan of known ports. And I also did row state as well, and you didn't even notice it. So it was kind of funny. But it was funny that of all the schools, only one even mentioned something. It's Cameron University. So what's that tell me? Are we watching? They are. Yeah. I have cameras at my house. And it's amazing. Until you get cameras, you don't know what the heck happens up. Christmas morning. Anyone see the picture of that? Yeah, I had deer just walking on top of my yard. It's like, exactly. But if you don't watch, you'll never know. Okay. My son years ago, a friend just appeared in my house. A couple of days, I'm like, Nick, you can't stay here forever. And he left. Well, I have a shed in the back where I used to run an ISP. I had a bunch of servers, it's all air conditioned and everything. A year or two later, I go back there was a bed back there was some food plates back there. Oh, I didn't even know. It's pretty funny. But we're going to talk some more about things like DNS. But port scan, just look at it. There's that door lock, stuff like that. Okay. DNS, that interactive web service. Well, you really just want to try everything. Okay. Okay. There, Google. Okay. I always make a joke that there's this own website. They do things. They want about 2 seconds. Google pretty much does everything. Okay. Just start. Did you know you can specify a file type on Google? You don't know that? You can do whatever. Asterisk.pdf. Or just you want to find a PowerPoint on something, .pdf, and I guarantee, or PPT. I guarantee you someone out there has a PowerPoint presentation on footprinting. Yeah, you can do. How do you think I get so many type of images? You can specify JPEG, you can specify the size, you can specify the date. Oh no. But there's a lot of Maltego. It says discover files, email addresses. That one doesn't work well. but it is there. There's just a bunch of different people. Okay. Oh, and who is it? It's just lots. Okay, we're not going to do these tools. Okay. There's numerous resources available to find information legally. Nothing we're doing is against the law. Okay. We are going to be using Metasploit. I'm assuming some of us have heard of Metasploit at one point or another. Metasploit was made basically to check and see if your machines have been updated. But now it's a great tool for testing, but also to break in with it. Okay. And we're actually going to break into machines here in this class. Not a problem. I'm going to show you how to do it. And yeah, it's pretty simple. But, you know, competitive intelligence. You ever wonder how whenever they come out with Diet Coke with lime, all of a sudden a week later there's Diet Pepsi with lime, and then yeah, or with cherry, or what's the brand new one now? I saw a commercial. Coke. It's not Coke Zero, but Coke No Sugar or something. What the heck is it?
I saw some weird, weird ones, and then they have the ones on the front of Walmart that are like lime and orange.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, you know, they have them, so the Coke products have them. So you know the Pepsi's going to have them already, if 2 days from now. So obviously there's competitive, sharing with stuff. It says security professionals must explain methods used to gather information, have a good understanding, know how to do it. Is it always the same? No, it's different for different people. Okay. Web pages are easy to read. Okay. Do you guys know about wget in this class?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. I'm going to give you a quick demo because I showed in the other class, but just in case you're not in the other class. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just show you here real quick. Yeah, because it's like most of you are in both classes, so it's hard to tell. Where is my? There it is. Okay, digital forensics, steganography. I'm going to go in here to wget.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Is that what it is? Zero sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so there's a tool called wget. I don't know if I have it on Microsoft, but you can just type wget and literally just download it. Okay. wget will scan a website. I'm going to go wget-r www.msn.com. Oh, we're going to get it again. What it's doing now is it's going to the website, MSN, downloading the entire website. It's recursively following every link on there and downloading everything. So we're going to stop it. Okay? A handy tool for download. You can use it to download YouTube videos. You can use it to download all kinds of stuff. Okay? So it's a cool tool. Okay? Now, say the one I just downloaded, let's say there's MSN. We didn't get a lot of it, but it did start downloading the website. And if we clicked on this, this would actually be the front page of MSN, but we don't have all the style sheets yet. We don't have the pictures and stuff like that. Okay? So wget's really easy. But why couldn't you do that? How about, what's it called? I can't think of it. It's like archive.org. There, archive.org. Anyone ever seen this website? I'm going to go to www.rose.edu. Okay, and let's look back in, let's go to like 2005.
There's also the Wayback Machine.
Come on, show me this thing. 2 snapshots.
Yeah.
What? What's wrong with this?
Impatient?
Let's go someone other than Roasted. Actually, let's go to Google. That one should be quick. Okay. Wow, there's lots of them there. You should be able to just click on them and see different snapshots of the website. Maybe? I don't know why it's going so slow. So that's what Google looked like back in 2005. You can tell it says it right here in 2005. What they do, they're snapshots of websites. Okay. One thing, let me go to my website real quick, my bank. Okay, this is my FNBMWC. Okay, this is my bank right over here on the corner. I like my bank. I don't plan on leaving them anytime soon. But say I wanted to find out who to contact about a personal banker. Where would I go? Anybody? I think maybe personal? Well, okay, let's try about this. Okay, here's contact us. So, well, here's board of directors. Sales and service. Let's see who's on the board of directors. Okay, Robert Croak. Tells us about Robert Croak. So did we already find some information about the bank? Obviously, now we know the owners. What do you think would happen if I went to my bank and pretended all of a sudden I'm a super good friend of Robert Croak and I know all about him? You think I'd get farther? You shouldn't, but you probably would.
Do you mind if it was like a small bank?
Yeah. Well, actually, this is small. But think about it. If someone came over here, hey, I'm from some other place on campus, and Dr. Webb sent me over to get something. Do you think I'm going to be more apt to provide the information since the president sent it?
Maybe even Facebook them, see if there's like specific.
Right.
events
You
that
can
are-
very easily, he says, you know, hey, whatever. I was on the board with John in Robert in 1971, you know, blah, blah, blah. Point is, you know all this information. But initially on the bank, they listed every single person. They listed their job titles, their phone numbers, their email addresses, all that stuff. Is that a good thing to have on there? No,
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about something called spear phishing near the end of the night. But the more you know, people can then target you directly for stuff. Now, so we know it's not a good idea to have that stuff on.
A lot of information that's not necessary there.
So let's go over here real quick. Let's click on this. Let's go to faculty. And let's go down here. Where is, let's see, full-time faculty. And where is full-time? There's campus directory. It's like 87 steps. And we're going to go over here. Here, let's do this. Do we? Okay, so we're going to click more.
Oh,
But I mean, look what's up there. My name, my title, my phone number, my email. I keep getting after. Why do we put all that darn stuff on there?
Now it's on the TV.
Yeah, well,
I know.
now it's
I can't get them to remove it.
Now it's recording
Yes,
forever.
yeah. But my point is, does that really need to all be there? I mean, I can see names and titles because I'm faculty and what I do. But do we really need to have many? Because we can scrape, or in other words, automatically scan websites for email addresses. Okay? And this is going to come into play here in a few minutes. Okay, we're going to, near the end of the night, I'm going to show you something where this pertains to. Okay, but so we showed you how wget works, but it's not hard to look. You saw how wget works. You can literally run wget, and you can run grep break through it, pull out every email address. There's a tool called Cool, C-E-W-L, which had issues. I don't know if it's been updated, but with Cool, you can literally just give it a website, and it'll download and make a text file of every email address on the entire website. And it's pretty amazing. So lots of stuff out there. Okay. Zap. They go into 1 million pages about Zap. Zap is a proxy. It's really good for testing a website. What it does, say I'm developing Rose's website or application in Rose State, I can install Zap, and all my interactions with Rose State would go through Zap at that point, okay? And it would analyze it for me. It would tell me about potential vulnerabilities. It would tell me, so it's just a way so you can really see what's happening. So you know, I mean, they don't really show it very well here, and I'm not going to install it. They call it plug and hack. You install. It's not really that you're hacking into it. It gets between you. One of these days, if I can find the darn, but there's a website where you can buy ski wax. You know what ski wax is? You know what skis are?
Yes.
Snow skis? Well, you wax them. I don't know if you've ever skied in your life, but you wax them, okay?
I don't really for that here.
Well, when I went to a class a while back, what we did is we installed a proxy. This is basically a proxy. So whatever you do, it runs through here. So you can pause the traffic, you can inject traffic. Well, on this ski wax website, you can literally go order ski wax. And when you have this tool running, you can pause. So you literally can select all your ski wax, and you can say order, and then pause the proxy. So the order data will go into the proxy. Then you can change the prices all to 0. While it's in transit, and then you say go, and it literally sends it back with prices 0, and it doesn't check it.
Wow.
And you can literally check out with a 0 cost shopping cart. And we literally did it in class. We're like, there it is. But that's what these tools are for. is you build something, you build a website, you build an application, you want to be able to see how it's actually working, okay? So when I click this button, what happens? This will actually show you every bit of traffic, what's being sent to the website, what's being requested from the website. Not hard to do, real easy to set up. I'm just not doing it in here. Now, I was going to have you guys do it, but I could just see some potential problems. We got Sarah.
I'll be here.
So no, I'm not going to install it. So it's not hard to use. They just have a lot of slides on it. So you can even see at the bottom here, it's showing all the what a GET request is. Whenever you go to a website, you basically say, hey, give me that, give me that, give me that. I was like, okay. So you can see them all, every single one of them. You can see exactly what's being asked for and stuff like that. So it's kind of a cool application. Okay. Okay, after you see it, you can save it and you can change it and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Okay. It'll even tell you if there's any potential vulnerabilities in there, stuff that it feels is unsecure. Okay. Kind of cool. Okay. Other tools. Whois? Whois super easy to use. Okay. Let's do this here real quick. So I'm going to go here. Whois dot, is it net? Or let's just do Whois. They'll come up. Whois.com. Okay. Let's do rose.edu. First of all, it really shouldn't give me a lot because we're not, Whois is not where our name's managed. It's managed through EduCause. But now it looks like it's returning it to us. Okay, so with Whois here, I just did rose.edu. Did I learn anything?
It is a college.
It's a college. Now I know exactly who's in charge of it. I have his phone number. I have his email. I have everything.
Network administrator.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so actually they finally changed it. That used to have Jimmy's email address. They finally changed that. But if I'm going to do an attack through email, here we go. Okay, I mean, it gives us something to start with. Okay, so Whois, kind of cool. Their domain's expiring this year. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait till July 31st and hope they didn't renew it. I'm going to buy it and sell it to them for $50,000. People do it all the time. When I ran my ISP, I had tons of them. I literally had every version of Ken Dewey you could think of because I was doing research with it. I had K Dewey, Ken Dewey, Dewey K. I had all those domains and everything. And it was fun. The funny thing was I would get a domain. Just say kdewey.com. I own that one now, but pretend I got that. I did not put a website on it. I didn't put it. I'd set up an email server, but I never sent out an email. I never did anything with it, and I started getting spam instantly. It's like, how is that even possible? I created the name, I've done nothing, and I get spam. So because people can see when names are bought, they can see when they're sold. But the company I ran was internettechs.net. The reason I went with .net was because I was a network provider, is what you're supposed to do. Com is commercial, net is network provider, edu is education, so on and so forth. So I bought internettechs.net. Com was available. It only cost $8. But I said, you know, I don't need com because I know the way it's supposed to be done, so I just bought net. Instantly, people start emailing me at .com. Well, that's an invalid address. It doesn't work. And they're like, how come well, I said, fine. 2 weeks later, I said, I'll just go buy the .com. Someone already bought it and tried to sell it to me for $300. I'm like, are you serious? Because what they do is they watch for names to be bought or sold or expired, then they watch it. Ah, it expired. We're going to grab it really quick. Don't know. I just didn't know. You just type it right. Forget it. So, no. I actually tried to buy, see, back then we were not rose.edu. We were admin.rose.cc.ok.us. That was our, what? Well, that's what we were. But EDUs were only for 4-year schools. So I said, you know what? Rose.cc was available. Rose.community college. So I was going to buy that because back then we didn't have D2L. I actually wrote my own software application that a bunch of people here use. Heck, teachers at Park University use. You can do testing. You can check your grades. That's what you could do on it, but it worked. But I got tired of people having to type in all that crap. So I was going to buy Rose.cc. Well, someone bought it, but it was for sale. I'm like, oh, it's only a $30 name. The dude's like, that'll be $3,000. I'm like, what? And I says, no, this is I explain what I'm going to use it for. It's all nonprofit. He goes, okay. I'll sell it to you for $1,500 and a $1,500 tax deduction receipt from your school. I'm like, no. He said, all right, $300 left over. And I said, no, leave me alone. So I never did buy it. But I was thinking about buying it for $300, but then I looked. The CC domain, to transfer the domain name costs another $300. I'm like, holy crap, that would have been $600. Y'all know .tv, like livechurch.tv, and there's a bunch of other .tv domains. That country is actually Tuvilio or something, some name like that. They sold the rights, because that .tv is for that country. They sold the rights to their own country extension to some company. And that company is selling the name, and I think they say 3/4 of that country's revenue is coming from the sale of .tv domains. Isn't that crazy? What did they do before the internet? I don't know. Sell potatoes? I don't know what they did. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, who is a great place to start. You know. Now let's do who is on my domain. Okay. I own kdewey.com. Imagine that. Well, I bought it because it just makes it easier for a couple projects. I pay $12 a year, and the hosting is free, so it's not like it's costing me a lot. Okay, so here's mine. I bought it through Google. When's it expire? March 5th. I literally renewed it today, so why is it March 5th? Oh, well. So here's what I updated. You see I updated it today. It was going to expire in 2 weeks. Okay, so let's see what my name is. Contact Privacy Incorporated. Administrative Contact Privacy Incorporated. So is that a little bit better, you think, than John Primo and James Johnson and all this? Right. Because when you buy a domain, like through Google, it says you want to put your name on it, you want it to say it's private. Private, please. That's done. So, pretty. Does it say my name there somewhere?
Since we know your name.
Well, I mean, that's the domain name, right? But I could have bought any name in that. So, and there's the actual registration data. You really can't say anything about me, and here's where it's hosted. Yeah, I'm from Toronto, yes. My postal code is M4K3K. Whatever.
I feel like someone just smashed their head on the keyboard.
So that's the email address. Hey, by the way, if you guys ever look at my YouTube channel, y'all know what my YouTube channel is, but my actual YouTube name is like YUTLG something. Okay. People try for years to figure out what the hell that means. I was testing it, so I just hit the keyboard, and those were the keys I hit, and never went and changed it. Because way back when, I just wanted to see, you know, okay, if you get a channel, how do you upload to it? And I was going to change it. I just never did. So literally, I just went, boom. That's what I kept. All right. So who is kind of cool? Email addresses. Obviously, K Dewey at Rose. You know now my name begins with a K, ends in Dewey. We know J Primo. So you can figure out a lot of stuff about people just by looking at their emails. Okay. All right. So you can find their format. Obviously, I mean, you could search Google for my name even and find my email address. Okay. Yeah. Web services, they start with HTTP is on port 80. It can be put over other ports as well. But 80 is the common one. We can use for GET requests and push and all that stuff. That's kind of what it shows there. There are a lot of error messages. You ever seen 404 not found? That means just whatever you're looking for does not exist. Happens a lot when people change pages. Now, you can change that. Because see that 404 error right there? It says unable to match request. So in other words, if you were looking for, fuzzypuppy.html, it's not there. But what you can do, I think Rose does it. Yeah, let's just try that. I think Rose does this correctly. Let's see. So I'm going to go to www.roseisawesome.html. That page should not exist. Okay.
Surprise.
Sure, they don't do it right. Damn it. Okay, that's not what it should do. Because is that very helpful?
No.
Because if you're a student or someone trying to find a page in Rose State, you mistype something, the hell good is that? What they should do is they should forward you to, hey, the page you were looking for is not there. Click here to search and click here to find something. A lot of places do that. One of my clients, let's see if they still do it. Aerospace Reports. I took care of this company for a million years. See if there's, okay, there's a website. I hosted it forever. Let's see, Ken was here.htm. Obviously, that should not exist. Well, still, it's not as bad as Rose's was. That's right. It's like, okay, at least that wasn't there. Please check your spelling, and it's better than, huh? It looks like the website broke. You know what I mean? Right. So, I mean, that's at least better. You should have something like that on your website. But, yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with HTTP. You know, the error codes, you can return different things based on what's going on. Okay, and there's some internal server error, bad data. There's lots of different things you can have. Okay. Now, with HTTP, there's get, in other words, retrieves data. The head is the beginning of the method, and we have options. You have connect, you have delete, you have put, you have post. Like if you're filling out a form, it's going to be a post action. These are just the different actions that you and your browser are doing between you and the website. Okay? And if you ever start actually analyzing traffic, you'll see a lot of these things. Okay? So that's what it really does. Okay? I do not have Netcat installed, or else I could show you this. You could use a tool like Netcat to say connect to a website on port 80, and you'll actually see exactly the traffic. You'll see exactly what it's telling you. It's like when you send out an email. The first thing it does is your client tries to connect to the other server. It says a hello command, H-E-L-O. Trying to be polite. I don't know why they're trying to be polite, but that's literally what mail servers do. Hello. And the other servers is, well, hello. And then you start talking and send email back. Now, this is kind of what web pages do. Okay. If you know the methods, you can send a request to the web server. You can also capture them, like I said, with that proxy, and edit them and change them and put in different values. There's something called fuzzing. I did it with we have a student who came to me the other day, and he's like, I don't know Python. I'm like, oh, let's figure it out. So he's really been doing good. He's been doing a whole bunch of stuff. He was working on this project to, I guess, buy furniture for a living room or something. How many tables you want, all this stuff. So yesterday, it came up and it said, you know, how many tables you want. I put in 5.2. I killed this program because it's looking for whole numbers. So he went on and fixed it last night. So he came in this morning, he's like, fixed. So he said, yep, I converted to double, so we're good now. So he runs it. How many tables you want? So I typed out TWO. And it crashed again. He's like, what the? So basically, I'm putting an input that it's not expecting to see what happens. Kind of like you guys should have all looked for different things on your IP addresses. I test all yours 192.168.five.1. You should have, remember, did y'all check for that? Yeah. You should have. Okay. No, at least one person didn't so far. But it's kind of like trying all the inputs to see what would happen. There was a meme I saw the other day. There was somebody was entering a box and he put in like 99. The 9999999. You know, the negative 999, then dog, and see, because you never know what websites are going to do. What happens if you put in the wrong stuff? It might return the jewels. I don't know. It might give you the key to something. Okay. So he was all depressed this morning. He was like, it's going to work. And I got converted to a double, so he typed in TWO. Got his laptop and he left. So. Okay. So with just a URL, we can determine things like your web server, your OS, your name of IT person. Obviously, we saw how we can find that out. We can also do cookies and web bugs. Cookies is a text file. Let me show you what cookies for, other than eating. I don't know if this cookie is in place yet. FedEx.com. Okay. I just went to FedEx. I've never been to FedEx on this machine. So what's it doing? Where are you from? Oh, I'm from North America, United States. Okay. So I'm going to close it out. Now what happens now if I go back to FedEx.com? Automatically knows I'm from North America. Even if I restart my browser, restart my machine, it's stored a text file on my machine that says, hey, we're in North America. United States. That's what the cookies are meant for. They're also meant for when purchasing stuff. You know, you buy something and you click next, it's needed at like a temporary place to store data. Session cookies, they would call them, stuff like that. So cookies are handy. They can be used maliciously, but they're not nearly as bad as people think. They're stored in your browser. They're sent back to the web server, used to customize web pages. Now, FedEx will always show United States until I delete my cookies. Okay. Some can store personal information. They usually don't, but they could. Okay. Web bugs. You all used one today. What a web bug is a one-by-one pixel. So let me explain how this thing works. Familiar? Okay, you all got this email today. Right there is a one-by-one pixel graphic. Okay. It was white. You couldn't see it. If you were not loading graphics, it would have looked like that. But since you all trust me, so you probably load graphics automatically. Or you open it on your phone, it's going to show it, or, you know. But that's what it looks like on a black background, zoomed in a whole bunch. It's literally one pixel white. Okay? And that's where it's stored. k2e.com, 1x1.jpg. What I did was I put that in the email. So whenever you guys opened it, it connected to my server to give you the graphic. Make sense? Okay. I also put it up on Facebook this morning. So anytime someone refreshed that page on Facebook and saw that post, guess what? Their computer or device made a direct connection to my website. Okay? And logged it all. Now, trust me, that log got so big so fast. This is only a portion of it. You can see on the left side all the different IP addresses they're connecting to. The 12s, the 164, that's all row state ones. But the other ones, I don't know who this person is over here. 66 something, and there's a 68 there, and there's a 70 there, and a 66. So what this is telling us is Windows NT 5.1. Over here we got MSI said this NT 6.1 is Windows XP. No, Windows 7. I'm sorry, Windows 7. 6.2 is Windows 10. There's even an older one on this list. Where's it at? Because Steve Johnson opened it. He's got, oh, here's some with the Mac OS X. So you can see the OS. You can see the browsers they're using. This one was done with an iPhone. And it was something funny I wanted to show. Did I get a picture of it?
5.1.
There.
Second from the bottom.
And yeah, 5. That's probably Steve with Windows some shit. I don't know, really old. Yeah. But I mean, all just by opening the email, I got this. Okay, way back when I was at Tulsa, early 2000s, there was this hacker guy they wanted to catch. And they couldn't catch him because his email always went through multiple anonymous remailers, basically. So they couldn't track him. They could never find this guy. What they finally did was they sent him an email. And even though it went through all the remailers, when he opened it, it had a web bug to one of the FBI sites. Then they just pulled up the logs, saw the exact IP, because I don't care how many sites it jumps through, that number on the left is the exact location that connected straight to the web server. Turns out I think he was in Denmark or somewhere. They just went over and arrested the dude just by opening up an email. So, gotta be careful. I mean, literally. I got links on there from Facebook and everything else. You know, so it shows you, like Firefox, that top one, someone's using Firefox. Next one down, that's Windows 7. Then there's someone did their iPhone, and let's see. Oh, this one right here, this, can't see my mouse. This here is an Android tablet. That's Sean. He opened up with an Android tablet. So, do you ever realize that happens when you just click on, anytime you view a website, a log is made. It's called metadata, basically. Metadata, okay? And, there's a bunch of books out there I've been listening to. They talk so much about metadata. Do you think it's bad? AT&T and all them already give up your number, who you call, how long you talked, They give that up. You all realize that, don't you? Is that bad? It's not really personal information, though. It's not. It's really like directory information. But the thing is, if you have enough of that data, then you can start building contact chains. Because we can see everybody that Josh calls. Then we can look who all his contacts are. Then we can see who they call. And just read some of these books. It's just amazing how they catch people because of that. It's just amazing.
5.1 is XP.
XP? Okay.
Yep.
That's probably Steven. Okay. I just brought up a couple of my logs, just real quick and easy. Looks like most of my customers to my awesome website. Okay, let me show you my website first of all. I know you all think this is sweet.
Russian connection? What is this?
Here's my website. There it is. Like it? Been that way since I put it out there. I never
I
put
thought you
it out
changed
there.
it.
No, but I do use it for a project. I do use it for a project in forensics, and there it is. That's just a subdirectory of it. You'll all be messing with that later. But, I mean, so why do I have Russian people at my website? I don't advertise it. I don't tell anybody other than my students about it, but yet half my traffic's Russian. Isn't that crazy?
Maybe there's a lot of Hindus in Russia.
There might be. There might be. But how are they finding it? Yeah, it might. Yeah, you're right. It might be. Most of my people use Windows. Now, I've not tracked. My site is not set up for mobile at all. I'm assuming no one's gone to it mobile. Most people are Windows. Some are Mac and Linux. Back when I ran my ISP, we used to make websites. And what we would do is we'd look at these logs. So if I'm going to develop a website, which browser I want to make it look best on? Chrome. Look at that. Do I really care about Firefox? I do. But I mean, we're talking a website with no traffic. I mean, normally a website has, bazillion hits.
Yeah, that's surprising that Internet Explorer is higher than Firefox.
I know.
Because you have to use Internet Explorer to download Chrome, that's why.
But why were they connecting to my site with Internet Explorer?
Because we're Russia.
They should be using something else at that point. But, this is just two of the entries, but there is so much data there. It's amazing. Okay? All right, now let's talk about DNS for a second. DNS resolves names to numbers. Okay? So when you type in www.rose.edu, are you really going to www.rose.edu? No. You're going to a number. DNS resolves names to numbers. That's all it does. Okay? Way back when there was a handful of websites, it was actually stored in a host file, which I will show you. C, Windows, System 30, drivers, etc. There's a file in here called hosts. This website, this file was how the original name resolution was handled. Now y'all can't see that. It's too hard when you make bigger on this thing. But you literally could put in the IP address and the name. Okay? And there's actually viruses that do that out there. They'll go and wait for you to go to your bank. And then they'll put an entry in this file with your bank's name and a different number, and then you won't even realize it, because this is where your computer checks first. Okay, actually second. When you type in a name, the first thing that happens, your computer says, well, is it me? And have I been there before? In other words, is it in its cache? Is it readily, you're there? If not, it checks here second. And then it goes on and checks DNS. Okay? But this is the manual version of DNS. Okay? And you can edit, you can use it. Okay. All right. It uses name servers to resolve names, and there's root servers out there. There's 13 of them, which the book I just finished reading, The Darkening Web. It's on Metro Library. It's free. The Darkening Web. Wow. It's not the dark web, because that's a totally different topic, but it goes really in depth about DNS and how it's secured. So get a chance, read the book, listen to the book or something. I listen to it in the gym, no problem, except when it bothers me. Okay, but with DNS, you can also do what's called zone transfers. Okay, let me explain what a zone transfer does. Let's say Josh over here owns whatever, rose.edu, and I'm going to take over hosting rose.edu. So I can literally transfer the zone for Rose from him to me. When I would take over websites for people, I would do that. I would connect to where they're currently being hosted at. I would transfer all their DNS information to me. And then we'd go in and point it to me. Okay? Pretty simple process. It's called a zone transfer. A lot of tools out there. We can use the dig command. We can use NS lookup. But one of the most important things is the SOA record, the start of authority. I'm going to show you my example here now. Okay. Actually, there's stuff. Okay, here's mine. This is my DNS entry for kdewey.com. Okay. So if you were to type in kdewey.com, see that very first entry? That's what's called an MX record. So if you were to send mail to kdewey.com, that top entry, which you can't see the rest of it, would handle that. Okay? If you went to cpanel@kdewey.com, you'll go to that address. So see, these are what's called A records, which means host name records. It would literally transfer that name to that number. Okay? So pretty simple. If you type in webmail.kdewey.com, you'll go to that address there as well. Okay? Now, this is my SOA record. SOA record stands for Start of Authority. This is how we know how to manage it. Okay? So this tells you right here, okay, the name of the domain is kdewey.com. This is the SOA record. The server that manages it is this ns1.free.2470.com. By the way, free hosting there if you ever want it. Unlimited bandwidth, but you only have 100 meg storage, so it's not very big. There's their email address. Here's my serial number. There's refresh, retry, and here's my name servers. This is what's on the internet. So, you know, whenever Colton or Don, whoever wants to be called today, types in kdewey.com, first thing his computer does is says, have I been there before? And he hasn't. So then he has his name server, which is probably his provider at home or wherever he's connecting from. Says, hey, you ever been to kdewey? They don't know. We know it's a popular site, but they don't know about it. So then they go out and ask the root domains, where is this kdewey.com server at? Okay, so the com server says, go after these guys. So then Don or Colton, so you go by Colton, correct?
Just call me Ron. I'll make it simpler.
So hard. Okay. So basically what it's saying is all the information for kdewey.com is stored at this place right here. And then that's what they give me here. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Okay, there's my mail server, all that in there. Now here's rose.edu. Looks similar to mine. I mean, there's mine, there's theirs. Just a little bit different order. Yeah, they have name servers, they have A records. Okay. So how can we find out where Rose's website is hosted at? Well, you see that number there at the top? 52.4.133, whatever. I'm going to go over here to aaron.net. I'm going to type in 52.4.133.208. And it's going to come up and tell me that belongs to Amazon Technologies. So where do you think our website is hosted at?
Amazon.
Amazon. Quite easy to figure out. It's not hosted here at all. All right, there's our name servers. We also have OneNet. That's who our provider is. There's their SOA record. There's their mail server information. Okay. They have something at the bottom I don't have. This is called SPF, Sender Policy Framework. It's an attempt, that's not really working so well, but it's an attempt to manage email spam. SPF started probably 10 years ago. The book actually doesn't even talk about it. But what it basically says that all mail coming from Rose State should come from mx2.rose.edu or mail.rose.edu or that address. If you get mail from Rose State College and did not come from one of those three places, it's junk mail. Understand? So it's really a cool idea. It just doesn't work great. Okay. Now, this is how you, in a Microsoft server, this is how you configure a SOA record. You just going to put stuff in there. Now, you know where it says responsible person in the middle? That's an email address. Right here in the middle, right here, this area. That's an email address. You just replace the @ with a period. Okay. Now, so there's something wrong with that one. And there's something wrong with that one, but there's nothing wrong with that one. Let me show you what it is. If you look up RFC 1912, they talk about serial numbers. And I just put a small bit of it in here. So it says the recommended syntax for a serial number is year, month, day, number. See that? That's literally off the RFC. I downloaded today. So that serial number is 34. Does that meet that criteria? Row states is 452. Does that meet that criteria? No. Mine is 2017-111801. Looks better, doesn't it? Let me explain what the serial numbers are for. If you have multiple name servers like Row State does, Row has issues with DNS, and this might be the issue, I don't know. But what happens is the primary name server in this case looks like it's NS2. I don't know why, but it looks like it is. But the serial number is the version of the file. Okay. Well, what would happen if we went into NS1 and changed the version to 453? Well, then it knows to synchronize. Okay. So if the number changes, the other what? Imagine Don over here keeps asking me, "Hey, Ken, what's the current number?" And I keep saying 452. So I'm NS2 and I got 452. You're NS1 and you got 452. Okay. I changed it to 453. The retry, which is 7,200 seconds, whatever that is, figure 5, 10 minutes, whatever. Every so often, Don says, "Hey, Ken, what's the current serial number?" He's got 452. I now have 453. So that tells Don to pull the new record. Understand? That's how it works. It's a great plan. But you see how you can get screwed up and confused with just using an incremental number like that? This number is year, month, date, and then change number on that day. So I can very easily tell you that my DNS was last changed on November 18, 2017, one change was made. So if I make a change today, the number is going to be 2018-02-15-01. So it's positively a bigger number. Someone couldn't have accidentally had 452 and changed it to 252 and wonder why the darn thing won't update. Because if I'm the main server and I got 452, and he's got 452, and I change it accidentally to 252, make an update, change it to 252, Don's going to say, "Hey, what number you got?" And I say 252. He's like, "Oh, I got 452, I'm good." And a higher number than you, and it won't pull the update. It'll literally sit there forever. But if you go in this format, how could you put, if worse comes to worse, you're stuck for one day. But that's the way you're supposed to do it. I don't know why Rose doesn't do it. They've done it. It's weird. So I wanted to make it, but even Microsoft, their Microsoft servers puts it in starting with a 1. Then every change you make, it goes to 2. And then the 3. It's like, what the heck? So that's what Microsoft does. But it's wrong. That's what you're supposed to do. RFC 1912 came out in 1998, by the way. It's not like we changed it last month. It's been out forever. Tell your dad to look at 1912. That's the RFC. They need to fix it. We do have issues with DNS every now and then. He's pretty good about fixing things. But okay. Now let's talk a little about social engineering. It says the art of social engineering is older than computers. Okay? Kevin Mitnick is probably one of the best known social engineering people out there. I just returned the book, Art of Invisibility, at the library. You can go listen to it. But, for free. At the library. He wrote a book, Ghost in the Wires, which is absolutely amazing. If you haven't read that book, you need to. It's really, really good. But the whole point of this is to obtain information, passwords, just get stuff, okay? Years ago, when Matt's dad, Brad, worked at, we did a project where students had to find out other information about other students. He, at that time, worked for IT for Macaroni Grill and Garfield's and all them. It was funny because if you called there to talk to Brad Johnson, you say, "Can I talk to Brad Johnson?" Like, what extension? You know, I don't know, Brad Johnson. Where do you work? They wouldn't tell you nothing. They wouldn't. You had to know his extension or something. The name ain't gonna cut it. and it was really good because we assigned that project, and that's their normal process. So we assigned the project, shared out, and they goes, "Yep, what do you call my work?" Because someone said, "Yep, someone was calling for Brad, but didn't know a damn thing." So we told them nothing. So I mean, that's kind of a good idea. Now here it would be bad. I mean, if you called the main office and you didn't know what press to do, that would be bad. But in certain areas, they don't need to give that stuff out. Okay, but you can obtain. Mary, y'all know who Mary is in our main office, the older lady. I am willing to bet every single one of you could social engineer her out of her password.
I can guarantee her password's probably written on the sticky notes.
It is. They're all over her monitor. It's literally locked door.
You remember that Hawaii thing, the Hawaii missile thing? And they did the
Oh yes, yeah, that was on the darn monitors. Yes. When Hawaii sent out the whole text message with the nuclear missiles are on the way, take cover. The news media filmed their darn passwords are on sticky notes. That was amazing. Okay. Persuasion, intimidation, coercion, extortion, blackmail, a bunch of different ways people can do it. Okay? It's the biggest security threat out there. But people don't know that. Our school just went through mandatory email security training. Oh my God, the stupidest training I've ever seen in my life. I learned zero.
That's saying something.
It's bad.
I'm still in all my units emails, so I get new door codes for Armory every month. And
Tinker's stupid script that synchronizes all the file servers on base. This is a script I wrote in like 95. Because Virginia found it one day. She goes, "This script's called K-Dewey." I said, "No."
Like, yeah,
It's still there.
nostalgia, right?
It's like really there. I'm like, how is it possibly still there? Okay. And my son takes care of a company downtown, Chapel Supply. They sell pressure washers and stuff. And I used to take care of them. Well, I stopped taking care of them because I got too busy. And another company took over. And they took care of them for like maybe 8 or 10 years. And then now my son's actually out there now. He's their head IT guy. Everything was still my passwords from 10 years ago. Even the other guy didn't change anything. It's like, wow. Okay. So, look at it. Why try to crack a password when you should give it to me?
It's true because I used to work for a medical office and I just happened just to go back. I had a mom thinking of my passwords. I can still get into all this stuff and pull up your name, especially like Medicaid.
It's
I can
crazy.
pull up
No
and
one
get
trained
everybody, and all that stuff. Oh my God, you still have the same. I was like,
when I was at DLI, I worked in an S2 shop, so I had access to JPass and everything. I could get on that for like a year and a half after I left that duty station.
So, it's kind of like here at Rose State, we got these keys. This is a master key.
Nice.
Well, it does not open every door, which it opens most. But I mean, when you have a master key and one gets lost, what are you supposed to do? Change the lock. Well, they change it like once every 12 years here. I've been here since 2000 full time. I think they've changed them one time. I mean, you tell me we haven't lost a key in 17 years? No, I don't believe that. Okay. So social engineering, study human behavior. They recognize traits, understand how to read body language, and can just understand people. Okay. Urgency. Yeah, I really got to get this done right now. Can you help me? So many people will fall for that. Yeah, so many people. So many people. Okay. Kindness. Become someone's best buddy. If you were a bad guy and you really wanted to break into corporate Walmart, get a job at Walmart. Work there for a year or so. Then start, getting to know people and schmooze people. Exactly. Kevin Minnick would say, he learned most stuff out in the smoking area. He literally walk around the outside of buildings, find the smoking area, and just hang out there. And people come out to start talking, and the doors are all secured. No big deal, because once they're done smoking, guess what they do? Oh, I'll get that for you. And they start when you walk right in the building, and that's crazy. So, okay, train users not to reveal information. That's hard. That's why when Brad's place did it, it's like, seriously? They actually do that? Kind of fun. Okay. Verify your identity, but again, that's hard. Kevin talks in one of his books that when the government was catching on to him and was trying to catch him, there was one telephone company that they told, Kevin Minnick is trying to break into your company. Don't give him any information. And he called them, and basically the lady's like, not supposed to get this over the phone because this guy Kevin Minnick's trying to break in. But I'll do it this one time only. And it was him. It's crazy. It's like, why? Okay. Ask questions, call back to confirm, all that stuff. Okay. You can make notes of all that stuff. Shoulder surfer. It's so easy to read over people's passwords. That way, when you type in your password, you need to be able to type it fast. If you type like this, people can get in a second. There's a video I saw of a guy showing you how to steal PIN numbers from ATM cards. First of all, no one ever seriously buys food or uses an ATM. You don't use your debit card as a debit card ever, do you? Except at an ATM. Is that correct?
No.
Y'all are like, really? Never use your debit card as a debit card. Always use it as a credit card.
Because you can get a, 90-day
Yeah.
credit limit?
First of all, every debit card is going to work as a credit card unless it's just an ATM. Okay. Debit cards, if I go to Walmart and buy something, okay, with a debit card, Walmart pays no fee as a debit card, okay? If I use my debit card as a debit card, Walmart pays no fee. There's no fee involved. If I go and use my debit card as a credit card at Walmart, which they all do, Walmart pays a fee. Screw Walmart.
Screw Is that the story?
Yeah, that's the story.
Oh my God.
Plus, you get credit protection that way. I mean, it's credit card. That way, if you get stolen, they're not getting your whole. The guy showed an infrared camera where he was standing in line for something in Walmart, just holding his phone in his hand with an infrared reader on it. And they typed in their 4-digit code, and you could see the buttons. Obviously, the darker buttons were the last ones they typed in.
So you gotta rub the buttons.
Rub them, or a lot of us now get that plastic shield around them. Don't ever use your debit card. Use this darn credit card. Screw Walmart, okay?
You can record it too, and then everyone has a different beat.
Yep,
So
you can do that too.
no one
Yeah.
numbers are being pushed
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't think I've ever used, and see, the thing is they always default to debit because they don't want to pay a fee. So always hit cancel or something to make it go through the credit card. I never use this as a debit card. Don't ever. It's bad.
No, and they tell you, oh, it's not working because it's credit. It's a debit. I'm like, no, I want credit.
Exactly. Then they're like, oh, well, fine, hit the red button or the green button. Oh, no, we're fine. Exactly. So don't ever. So hopefully you learn something. Okay. Binoculars. Okay. Memorizing key position. Can anyone type numbers without looking on the keypad? Not that stuff on top. That's impossible. But the keypad, man, I can type so fast that way without even looking. So, people can watch what you're doing, okay? No popular letter substitution, so there's a lot of stuff you can do there. Avoid typing when someone's nearby, okay? When someone's talking on their phone. How do you know if they're really talking even on their phone? They might not be. They could be recording you.
But it's hard because, I have to go get my son's prescription. They ask you all this information. It's like,
Yeah,
where
sometimes you
you
don't have
live,
a
and
choice.
it's like everything, and it's like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, well, it's already on there. And it's just crazy because
So we need to verify it.
Well, I don't know. I might have told you, but I was over there at the medical place on the other side of town the other day, and this lady kept repeating her username and password over and over. A guy was trying to get in remotely to do something on her machine, and she kept going over. No, it's $3 over and over. And it's like, I was sitting there texting Virginia, the password is this. But, so.
Your address is on there, you don't have to say anything.
no, I was like, well, it should be on there.
You just have to give them something to prove that you
Well,
want this.
I just said the first two
I
numbers, and
pick
I
up
said the
my
rest is
contacts
there.
every month, and I don't say a damn word. Here's my driver's
Well, now actually Walgreens got a deal where you can do it without, it makes some weird QR code you can show them. But you're right. A lot of times, like, oh, you need to verify it. Well, God, I hate doing that shit. Okay. Okay.
When it comes with parts and all and stuff like that, too, I always like checking, just like, when you're going to an ATM, just checking and see if there's like a skimmer on top
Right.
too.
Yeah,
A
look
little
at
bit of a
this.
jiggle.
They found them right here, Circle K, right on the corner, right here, Sooner Road. So it's skimmer right there.
It takes like, what, 2 seconds for you.
It sucks is I audit gas stations. I've never found one once. That would be amazing.
You might keep it, but look what I got.
I remember it's also
I have some stuff in But no, okay. So look away from monitors. Change your password if you think you've been compromised. It says attackers find information in trash, computer manuals, schedules, all kind of. Our dean has so much written on his schedule. sooner or later he's gonna throw it away. You know, he's got the big huge desk blotter.
Oh, yeah.
Sooner or later he's gonna throw it in the trash. And that's gonna be a heyday for somebody. Okay.
Mary didn't have one of those, right?
No, hers are sticky notes.
In bold.
Yes. Okay. Educate users, we talked about that. Format disks before just tear them up. Get a pair of scissors and cut them, even though we don't really have disks anymore. And we've never seen Google's hard drive shredder?
Yes.
Oh, no, I-
Oh, we're running out of time. Sam, I don't have time. Look up Google's hard drive shredder. It's cool. Okay? We're almost done. Piggybacking. Walk in behind someone. Okay? Yeah. All right. Use turnstiles, they help. Okay, we're almost done. Phishing says people want you to click something. People want you to answer something. Here's an example of PayPal. Mine's better. I got this email the 31st of January. I'm going to read this to you. The wording gets pretty bad. I represent a crew of hackers from Korea. I use your corp email because I know that you will check it. You got it off our website. Okay. Last month, we put a virus on a porn site. As far as you click the play button, your application began recording your screen and accepting cam to cop. Oh, you're self-abusing. Oh, great. Finally, I mean, you realize what compromising evidence I've got. Also, this software forced your device operator as UDP, which is remote desktop protocol, and a lot of functions like keyloggers and parsers, etc. To conclude, my program compiled all the information, particularly all of your contacts from messengers, emails, and social media. If you want to make me silent, send me $330 Bitcoin.
That sounds pretty legit.
Sounds legit. You should copy and paste. If you see money, we will not do anything with it. I give you no more than 1 day from the time of this email, blah, blah, blah. You can complain to cops, but they cannot find us. We use botnet. And of course, I live abroad. If you want to show proof, we can show everything to 8 your friends. Then I will give you their contacts, so you'll be able to ask if they got it. Okay? If you have some problems, write whatever. Okay? So obviously, I sent a 330.
I love how it smells English.
See, what's funny is if they had a link to a website that they stole and that took credit cards, they probably would have done a lot of business. Can you imagine if Mary got this?
Oh my God.
She doesn't serve porn, but she'd be like, oh my God, I need my job. I don't want to get fired. I don't want to. So she'd probably pay it. Imagine if it was like $20. Pay us $20 on Visa right now.
Oh, yeah.
They would have got a ton of people.
PayPal.
But 330 Bitcoin, people are like, what the hell is Bitcoin?
They get a lot of people.
Yeah, I like
My
how
mom
they
fell
qualified
for
to say it's a cryptocurrency.
a phone call, actually. They called her saying she actually went to go do it. They were kind of upset with her, but she's just old school.
Right.
But they called her, they told her that if she doesn't pay her electric bill, they're gonna cut it off now. So they told her to go run to any Walmart, 7-Eleven, and buy prepaid a card using the access to it. She did that, and I was like, Mom, really?
Yeah, I
So
love people do
$500
that.
just went down. I was like, 500, what? He's what do you want? I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
no,
people-
we got a
so-
phone like that, but it was
iTunes cards.
Yeah, iTunes too. So, I mean, obviously I didn't do it, darn thing. I'm assuming you all got all my stuff by now.
Oh, yeah.
I gave it to everybody.
I already saw it,
Yes.
yeah.
So, I mean, what if I was doing something bad? I might be like, oh shit, I don't want to lose my job. I'm going to pay this.
Just say
So this is basically what's called spear phishing. They got directly to me. They could have got off my website. You know, it's pretty bad. What if, they sent something to someone else on campus, just scary stuff. Okay? All right, we're about out of time. All you got this week is the quiz. Time, sir.
not 2 minutes, right?
10 minutes.
Is it really 10?
Are you just gonna shrink
Only
it?
10.
It's
literally 10.
It's gonna go to 5 minutes.
We're getting
I have
there.
2
Like I
questions.
told you, you're going to be running fast by the same rules. Okay, read the material. This is not a tough chapter. Read the material. Worst comes to worst is multiple choice. All right. Stop sharing.
What's the grace period? 5 minutes.
Stop recording.